In 1958, Chester Cadjo and his business partner Bert Holmes opened the first QuikTrip's store in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with a simple promise: be fast, clean, and friendly. That commitment to disciplined operations and well-trained employees fueled expansion into cities like Phoenix, Atlanta, and Dallas. Chester's son, Chet Cadjo, later rose through the company to become CEO, continuing the culture of excellence while modernizing operations and expanding fresh food offerings. Beyond business success, QuikTrip has made it a mission to invest in the communities it serves and to support and protect those who serve them, donating 5% of its net profits to charity each year and partnering with organizations such as the Assist the Officer Foundation and the Dallas Police Department. QuikTrip is dedicated to strengthening neighborhoods and enhancing public safety. From one store in Tulsa to hundreds nationwide, QuikTrip's story is one of steady growth, strong leadership, and a lasting commitment to making communities better for the future. Today we are sitting down with one of the company's leaders to help tell us this story.
You're listening to the ATO Bridging the Divide podcast, brought to you by the Assist the Officer Foundation.
Since 1999, the ATO has given assistance to the first responder community, and now we want to give them a platform to hear their incredible stories.
We also want to hear the stories of the many people that support us.
Our community is small, but it is strong.
We have differences. We don't always agree, and we all make mistakes.
But together we can grow, we can heal,
And we can learn from those mistakes.
and together we can bridge the divide.
I want to welcome everybody back for another message from the host. It's been a minute since we've done one of these. Before we start, I want to welcome on a special guest co-host, actually two of them. Chief Jeremy Foy is back with us. Even though he's not talking to me, but just for James's sake and our guest, we'll have like a truce today.
I'm here for James, not for you, Joe.
Okay. Fair enough. It's all about James today. I want to welcome on the new Assist the Officer Foundation Chairman, Joe Meno.
Thanks
Joe,
for having me.
here.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thanks.
This episode is long overdue. We have many partners and amazing sponsors in the Assist the Officer Foundation that help us pay the bills that go back into our department and to the officers and their families, and also we help firefighters. Great sponsors like QuikTrip are the reason that we're able to function and continue the mission of ATO. So that being said, I want to welcome on QT's own James Lollis. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me today.
Oh, yeah. Well, before we get into the history of QuikTrip and the partnership with DPD, kind of tell the listener a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, and also how long have you been with QT?
I grew up in Fort Worth. I've been in Fort Worth my entire life. I have a beautiful wife, 4 daughters. I am a girl dad, 19, 18, 7, and 4. So kind of spread out, but I love every minute of it. They keep me on my toes.
Better mention the names, man.
Yeah, so my wife is Katie, and then Cameron is my oldest, followed by Claire, Scarlett, and Mackenzie. And at some point in time or another, 3 of them have worked for QT, so my wife and my 2 oldest have also worked for QuikTrip. I've been with QuikTrip for almost 21 years now. Started as a part-time clerk while I was going to college, worked my way through. 2 years in, drank the Kool-Aid, decided to go ahead and go full-time. And then for the last 14 years, I spent in the stores and operations as a store manager before stepping into my role as a community affairs coordinator, which is a fairly new position. It's only been around for about 3 years now, and I'm almost at year 2 in this position.
Yeah, that's what I think. I met you. We were just we're gonna get into the RBT Village later on, but that was towards the end of that process when I was introduced to you at the basic academy.
Yeah, that was the first time we met. I had just been in position for maybe a month or two before we met, and just kind of seeing the state of the current facility. Happy to help.
Yeah, well, it's also you see that we need it, right?
Yes, sir.
So I want to go back to your family real quick because I want to forget. I met your wife at Bags for Badges last year, but what daughter was there with you?
That was Cameron. Yeah, she had just turned 18.
That was an experience there.
Yeah, she was red the entire time. It was definitely an event for her.
Yeah. So, well, you had a good time though.
Oh man, I had a blast.
Yeah. The people, you won't find better people watching than Bags for Badges.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely entertaining. I didn't know what to expect when I went in, but I'm glad I went. It was truly a great time, but just knowing what it supports and what it's for, that's what truly matters. So it was an honor to be there to represent QuikTrip at that event. Well,
it's one of our biggest events we have, and for the listener, it's going to be August 8th this year. We had to push it back. I want to get into QuikTrip. It's a privately held company headquartered in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They were founded in 1958. First store opened in September 25th in Tulsa. And as it was mentioned in the intro, it was one of the co-founders made a trip to Dallas, Texas, and saw another store running so smoothly and took that back to Oklahoma and then QT.
Yeah, definitely saw a model that we could definitely make our own and really instill some core values into what we're doing every single day. If you've ever been to a QuikTrip, you know that the employees are what make the difference. We truly pride ourselves in customer service. Our employees are the cornerstone for everything that we do and why we do things. So I just, I can't say enough how much I appreciate all the connections and all the relationships I've made throughout the years. But it's truly impactful to see like how just the customer service side of everything, how that is truly impactful in building a brand.
Yeah. How many employees do you, roughly do you employ of all these stores?
I think we're somewhere around the 30,000 mark.
And how many stores do you have across the country?
So we just opened our 1,200th store in Atlanta that this past Thursday.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I do want to note this. The first store that opened in DFW was actually in Arlington, Texas in 1999. So I did not know that until I started doing a little cyber stalking your organization.
Yeah, I started 6 years later. I was a kid in high school, didn't really know what I wanted to do in life, and I was working at a movie theater making $5.15 an hour. And found out QuikTrip was paying $8.25, and I was, hey, let's go, pay raise.
I do want to say that I appreciate the efficiency of your workers, and man, they're sitting there working multiple registers all at once, and it's quite impressive to see.
Yeah, like I said, it definitely goes back to our brand, who we want as our employees. Customer service is number one, but when you pair that with people that can multitask and, hi, thank you, see you later, 17,000 times a day it feels like sometimes, it's truly a great thing to see.
James, talk about the charity mission with QT.
Yeah, so since 1958, we've always given 5% of our net profits back into the communities that we work and serve. It was something that our founders believed in. A strong community leads to a prosperous business model, right? So we truly believe in giving back into our communities, being a good community partner. We've been longstanding supporters of groups like United Way, National Safe Place, Folds of Honor, and other agencies that support at-risk youth and childhood education.
So 5%. So that goes back to whenever you first started. That's what the founder's mission was.
Yep.
From the get-go.
Since 1958, 5%.
That's really impressive. So going back, you may not know this, but how long have you been pouring back into the first responder community?
Since day one.
Since day one. Okay. That is something. That's one reason I want to have you on here. I want everyone to know, and especially I want the first responder community to know with the support they have, because everybody watches the news. There's a lot of people that support from the shadows, and QuikTrip is not that.
Well, I would say this. After COVID, we definitely seen an increase around public safety. Our number one concern is our employee safety. To truly support public safety initiatives, we know that we need to make sure that the officers have the tools necessary to do the jobs that they can do effectively. So when we look at public safety as a whole, you can kind of tie in that local PD and agencies across the country are the reason why we need the support. So,
can you talk about some of the other agencies that you have partnered with?
Yeah. So I know out in Atlanta, we did a pretty big grant towards their Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. In St. Louis, we had some major investments in capital campaign to build a mental health and wellness facility for police families. We had a $1 million challenge grant to support training center upgrades in Tucson PD. And then we've had other multiple community support to help build out real-time information centers. So the RTCCs and grants to help out with officer family.
Yeah, can you talk about the wellness for the families? How does that look?
We know that's a growing number in our departments. It's a little bit more utilized nowadays than what it used to be. So sometimes that financial burden hits a little bit harder nowadays. So when we can, it's another way that we can support our officers. We understand that mental health is impactful for the work that they do. So we want to make sure they have a strong mind when they're out there protecting the communities that we're working serving.
Well, you happen to be sitting in the DPD's wellness unit, which has only been going since early 2022, so it's still fairly new with our department. So we really appreciate that, and I'm going to be hitting you up with sort of how we can be better, because it's something we definitely need to grow and improve on. What are some of the other ones? So Atlanta PD, we had some of our association members go down and see their academy, and it's quite impressive. This day and age, Dallas has been trying to get a new academy. When I went through the academy in 1997, they had a picture of the future academy, and it's been 29 years later, and we're kind of waiting on that project.
Yeah. So when we are going to local law enforcement, specifically Dallas, we listen to what you guys need, and when we can see a clear path to how we can help the officers. At this point in case, the new training facility that you guys are trying to get passed and built, and that's definitely an opportunity for us to step in as a leader in the community, put our foot out there first, and then hopefully the other community leaders or corporate partnerships can step in and see that this is a true need and get you guys the state-of-the-art equipment that you guys deserve. You guys are among the best, if not the best, in the nation. So definitely need to make sure that you guys have the support when it comes to the training and all the tools needed.
He's talking about us, Joe, not you.
Hey, I'm not included in this. I know. I'm already well aware. You're not talking to me. You had a relationship with the Assistant Officer Foundation before really the department. Okay, so but you were one of our sponsors for our annual golf tournament. I mean, just in-kind donations to us, and then you approached me. You said, "Hey, we want to do something that's going to benefit the department." And I remember how the meeting went. You wanted to do something in recruiting, retention, and training. Mm-hmm. And so we got a lot of people in this very room, and we had a big meeting, and we had some ideas. A lot of ideas were thrown out, and we sent like a package with, I think, 3 or 4 different things. We agreed on the reality-based training village. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so that was one of the things that I was fortunate enough to come in on. The RBT Village, I think, is going to be a huge win for the officers, giving them real life scenario where they can take these pods and change them however they need or see fit for real life situations. But like I said, this was a clear need. This is something that our officers need to train and be successful when they're out in the field. So with this, grant that we did for the RBT Village, it made sense. It's something that we know long term is going to have an impact not just on the academy class, but other officers that are, out in the field every single day. So,
yeah. So I'm just going to give the listener, because a lot of them may not know exactly what I'm talking about. So our police academy has been out in the southwestern part of Dallas for many years, and it's on a big piece of property. And we have some double-wide portables that have been out there since 2006, and they were already older when we got them back in 2006. Well, over the years, time and wear and tear, they have kind of fallen apart, and we actually invited you and Lauren and Michael to come out and kind of put you through some scenarios and gave you like a tour of it. Can you talk about that?
Do you want me to talk about that?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean,
nobody listens anyway.
I mean, when you first walk in, I mean, it's amazing to see the results that you guys get with that kind of academy. Walking through those portables, snakes, hornets, floor, not sure if you're going to fall through or not. So definitely, I can't say enough, like, for your officers to do what they do in those classes and the class sizes that they have, for them to be able to do that in that type of environment, I mean, kudos to them. But it is long past due. I think the expiration on those pods were probably about 30 years ago.
Right. It was, so even going back, it was this Jeremy Foy and not Chief Foy. He and I would go out there and teach RBT way back in the day. We'd be actors, and Jeremy was one of the wildest, and he played a really good crazy bad guy. But we were using those same portables back then and beating them up. And then here we are in 2026. We're very grateful that we got this going, and it's much needed because it's going to hundreds of recruits will be put through that.
Yeah, it's definitely serving a purpose, but like you said, it's time to get something new.
Right. Can you talk about, like, you want to give like the dollar amount that this reality-based training village?
Yeah. So for this, we donated $1.67 million for the RBT village.
It's quite impressive. We just recently had another large donation to the department. Chief, I kind of want you to talk about this, about how this came together and why you saw this as a need for our city.
I guess I'll talk to you, Joe.
Okay.
All right.
Just for James.
Yeah, just for James. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, listeners. I like Joe, just not today. So I had heard about the QT donation of the RBT Village, and we were in desperate need, in my mind, for blocker trucks. They're Scorpion trucks. You see them on construction sites on the freeway where they are designed to take an impact from a vehicle that can protect either the construction workers. And we had two of them, and we've used them extensively over the last couple of years. But the reason we got the first two was because of the death of Officer Mitchell Penton. We only have them assigned to 2 divisions. I have 7 divisions, well, technically 8, and we all have pieces of the freeway. And I knew that we needed this. It's not a cheap purchase, but I also knew that this would save lives. And so I reached out to Joe King and said, hey, can you introduce me to this QT people, or is it too soon? And he's like, no, let me introduce you to James. And then me and James got into a torrid romance with each other, and it went from there.
Now everybody knows.
Supposed to keep that quiet.
Sorry.
And I'll clip that out, but
Not really.
no, that the blocker trucks, and it was just last week that they went before the city council and they got approved, and while that was going to happen, that was going to be a formality. It was very impactful for different reasons. So James, can you talk about, you got up, I was not there to see it, but I heard about what you got up and spoke on. Can you talk about how it was for you and how proud you were to get up and speak on this grant for our city?
Yeah, I mean, something that saves lives is amazing. So the fact that, we could come in and listen to what your officers truly need, and then be that support piece for the officers moving forward on the poor blocker trucks is huge. I mean, I got to meet the Pentons at the Cops banquet this year. So that right there, I mean, that hit me in the heart. Just the timing behind everything. I couldn't say enough about the Pens. I mean, I feel sorry for their loss. Yeah. No,
I saw the photos of you up there speaking, and within eye shot right behind you were the Pentons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they were there, and that's just even more impactful of why we do the things that we do. We want to support the officers and ensure that these types of things don't continue to happen. If there's a way that we can help to ensure these things never happen again, we want to step up and be that community partner that says, hey, we got your back.
Well, James, from my perspective, the RBT Village is going to be cool, and that's going to save lives, but we'll never be able to count them. Every time that truck is hit, we know we stopped either serious bodily injury or death for either our police officers, our firemen, the citizen on the road that's been involved in a wreck already, because typically these accidents happen with impaired drivers or just in a bad part of the roadway. But this is one of the few pieces of equipment that when it gets tore up, I'm glad it got tore up.
Right.
Because I know that that's property and not a life. So, I mean, from the bottom of my heart, and I think I can speak on the Dallas Police Department on this one. Thank you, because you're going to your donation, your company that you made all the right introductions, right? You did this. It's going to impact us, and we'll never know. Well, that one would have killed this officer, or we'll never know that. But we know every time that truck is hit, that something bad did not occur. All right, it's already been proven with one of the boxer trucks that we were already in possession of a few months ago, and the officer sustained minor injuries. He did, but had he not been there in that blocker truck, who knows what would have happened? But I said, we're gonna use the crap out of these trucks, and I think our officers are gonna be very appreciative of it.
Well, happy to help.
Well, we have a big event coming up this summer with FIFA World Cup. Anytime you have mass gatherings, there's going to be a lot of people. The roadways are going to be way busier than they already are for those few months, and these couldn't come at a better time. I do want to talk about some of the sponsorships you have done over the past few years with the Sissy Officer Foundation. You have been our title sponsor for our annual Cops Cop banquet that honors our men and women throughout the year, and then that night you've actually attended.
That night was amazing.
Yeah. Joe, do you want to talk about the golf tournament that they've been the title sponsor on?
Thank you for your sponsorships for our golf tournament. Running those events, once you get a sponsorship like that, the person running that event can breathe easy. All right, so he doesn't have to worry about, how is he going to be able to pay for this tournament? The more money we make goes right back to Assist the Officer Foundation. So, we definitely appreciate not only the sponsorships at the golf tournament, but, bags for badges, hopefully the clay shoot, and some other stuff that we've talked about earlier.
James, can you talk about Homeward Bound and what that program is?
Yeah, so we have partnered with Homeward Bound for a little over a year now. We just actually extended it to a 3-year contract. And we are helping support them in street outreach. They have 5 teams that go out within the community and try to meet these individuals, our neighbors in need, where they are at. What they specialize in is homelessness, detox, those individuals who may be suffering from mental health issues, and really trying to give them the resources that they need to get them back on their feet. So that way they can be members of the community back again and being productive. So we've been partnering with them. Like I said, they have 5 street outreach teams. And what they do is each day they make their way into Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington, which they have recently just started expanding to, and try to identify those individuals who may just need that one opportunity to get them back. Sometimes they're not that far removed from being housed, so helping them with resources has been amazing. The results that they've provided over the last year and a half, and how many they've been able to reunite with family members, get them back to the cities where they used to live. These are things that are huge.
Yeah, Chief and Chief Villarreal, we actually went out with y'all and toured that facility out in the South Central area.
Yeah, it just shows you the great work that they're doing out there.
I was assigned to South Central when Homeward Bound first opened up out there, and initially, just like any new program at the time, we didn't have everything figured out, policies and procedures and that kind of thing. And then when we went out there a few months ago, the place was full, and that's going to make a difference overall. We might not know it for another year or two or whatnot, but that's going to be less 911 calls that we have. It's going to be people who aren't suffering. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough room for everyone in need. But the ones y'all are there and y'all are sponsoring it, that's a help, and that's going to help. I mean, it's going to help law enforcement in the long run too, because it's less consumers that we're going to have to deal with that are going through crisis. They'll hopefully be productive members.
Yeah, we recognize that not everything needs a 911 call. So partnering with Homeward Bound has been able to give these individuals opportunity, reduce the amount of calls to 911. So it's been a huge win across the board. But like you said, I mean, the help that they're getting is crazy.
Tell us about some of the other future projects you have in the hopper for not just Dallas, but other agencies across the country.
Yeah, so we're working on DFR, so drone first responders, being a nest for local PD. We are testing out in our Wichita market, and we are looking to potentially roll one out here in Euless in the next few months. But we realize that our QTs are perfectly placed throughout the Metroplex here in Dallas. So if we can, partner with any PD to provide our building as a nest for the drone first responders to respond quickly to scenes, like I said, anything that is going to make your jobs easier, more efficient, we're really trying to figure out how to partner with you guys on those types of things.
Can you talk more in depth about that drone program of what that actually entails?
Yeah, so these DFRs are going to be on top of our buildings. So anytime that a 911 call is dispatched, they'll be able to patch into those drones and then send them from our building as a first responder, whether they can clear a call because the call is no longer needed, or they can also escalate a call. I was able to actually get out there and see it live in Euless, and a 7-minute drive time turned into a 1.5-minute fly time. So you can kind of see the need for that. And then also, I mean, you're going to be putting these drones in situations where maybe you don't want to put an officer because you don't know what's happening, especially if there's an active shooter. And like I said, if perfectly placed, let us be that hub for you guys.
It's going to be good, James. I think the drone first responder is going to be a game changer for a lot of our types of calls.
Yeah.
And now I do think we're going to generate some more 911 calls when we first implement it. When they see a drone flying off the top of QT, somebody's going to be like, "What is world's going on?"
Right.
But they'll get used to it.
Yeah, no, drones are. I mean, when our drone program ramped up, I was talking to the sergeant that was ended up taking it over, and I told him, I said, "Listen, if you can get into something on the ground floor of this department, drones are the wave of the future when it comes to response and safety." And yeah, we're only seeing the drone programs grow across the country. What are some of the other programs you got going?
So we're also getting ready to roll Blue Command lighting. This one's really actually cool. It's a box that's fixed to the store, and it's monitored through our camera system just like every other camera that we have. But it will pick up on people who are loitering on property. And the idea behind this is to keep our employees inside the store. So what happens is, at like 8 minutes, it will flag it to our SOC team as somebody loitering. And then 3 minutes later, it'll ping it again. And then this time, it'll kind of go over the intercom and say, "Hey, you in the gray hoodie, you've been on property for X amount of time. We're going to have to ask you to kindly leave our property."
He's talking to you, Foy.
Or some sorts of that, right? And
targeted.
then at 13 minutes, you'll create a call of service to the local PD. And kind of what we've seen in other markets that we've tested this is about 95% of those calls, by the second call, they're off our property. So we're seeing some good success rate with getting people off of our property who are loitering or panhandling. So this is a great opportunity to keep our employees in the store inside safe. So.
No, that's fascinating. What other markets have you seen that's installed right now?
Yeah, so we have it in Phoenix right now, and that's where we've been testing it for the last year.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list here of other partnerships. I mean, it's quite impressive. You got St. Louis, Tucson, Tulsa. You have some real-time information centers, and you're just recently, I think, the end of last year, partnered up with Dallas PD with that.
Yeah, so last year we partnered with DPD on Fusus to integrate it into our 23 stores in the city of Dallas. And really just gives you eyes on what's happening in the area or at our store. So that way your officers have real-time information when they get to a scene.
James, before we wrap this up, I want to take the opportunity to thank you, not only from the Assist the Officer Foundation, also Dallas Police Department, but personally, I've got to know you on a personal level and consider you a friend now, and it was all started because of your great organization's commitment to our profession and our mission. And as our missions align, we want what's best for this city, we want what's best for this department, and we want to protect our people and put them in the best position to go out and serve the citizens and serve your organization the best we can. I just want to say thank you for that.
everything that your officers are doing on a daily basis. We could not be a successful community. Our neighborhoods would not be safe without your officers. Your officers put their life out on the line every single day, and I appreciate what they do because they keep this city safe.
James, for myself, I do want to thank QuikTrip because they're obviously the company that had made the donations. But I do want to thank you personally for facilitating it, making sure it happened. You're really good at follow up. I don't feel like when I've talked to you that I'm having to beg for anything. It seems like a natural conversation, and while our police officers are in the business of saving lives, so are you, whether you realize it or not, because you're saving lives with what you've done. And we'll never know, but I mean, you truly will be impacting more lives than you'll ever be able to count. So thank you for that.
Appreciate that.
James, on behalf of Sissy Officer Foundation, we definitely want to thank you for everything that you and QT have done to support our officers and our mission of helping them in their time of need.
Hey brother, hey sister, I'll never give up on you. Hey Mrs., hey mister, I'll see this all the way through. No matter how far the sun and the moon, I'll never give up on you. Down when you're lonely, I'll pull you up. Life leaves you heavy when the going gets tough. I'll be your shoulder, together we'll run. Up from the bottom, yeah, we'll rise above. Hey brother, hey sister, I'll never give up on you. Hey Mrs., hey mister, I'll see this all the way through. No matter how far the sun and the moon, I'll never give up on you. I'll never give up on you. Hey brother, hey sister, I'll never give up on you. Hey Mrs., hey mister, I'll see this all the way through. No matter how far, for the gold and the blue, I'll never give up on you.